defense, and we get this one. Okay, so Insanity. So I'm level 6, still struggling getting Arena 4. I'm on the verge of getting in, and I've been there once before. Get there and stay there. So the first big tip is play style, right? So playing. So you really want to make sure when you're playing your cards that you are getting good trades, right? So if you play a prince that costs 5, right? And it runs in there and he plays a skeleton army, which costs 4, and kills your prince, then he's got a 1 elixir advantage on you. So now that he's got 1 elixir, then you play a 4-cost card and it gets countered with a 3-cost, right? So there's another elixir. So now there's 2 elixir advantage. And as that kind of builds up, one person can get a really big elixir advantage. So you have 0 elixir, and he gets to play a prince for 5 that comes at you, and you don't have any elixir to defend it. So that's one of the biggest keys to this game is elixir advantage, is having more elixir than your opponent and making the right trades. And part of making the right trades too is knowing like what counters what. So like Baby Dragon, for example, if they play a Baby Dragon, you want to counter it with a Musketeer. What you don't want to do is play like Goblins or Spear Throwers, because they're just going to get one shot by the Baby Dragon, right? So that's part of it too. Knowing, if they play like a Valkyrie, you don't want to play, Barbarians. Or if they play Barbarians, you want to play your Valkyrie, right? Or you want to play a Mage if you've unlocked it yet, right? So those guys that group up, and you could splash damage, you could do a bunch there. Aristoc, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it, man. So that's like a really important part. And then kind of building a deck that kind of goes together, right? So I don't know what cards you have. So the deck we have right now is kind of a deck that is what I'm showing on my screen, is what we're using right now. And this is, a lot of this deck is for the decks that we've been running into. And kind of our best cards, right? Because we're only a level 4 account, so a lot of our cards are not that high level. If you look through, we have a lot of our cards could get to level 5. Our rares are not, very high. And so a lot of our cards don't do a whole lot there. So what you want to do is you want to focus on, what I would probably look at is like what epics you have and what really good epics you have. At this level, at Arena 3 and Arena 4, Prince is a really, really good card. Prince, if he gets on a tower by himself, he just goes to town. So what you can do is after you successfully kind of defend their push, you can then play your Prince and then give him some backup. Like I like to play Prince and then send either archers or their Musketeer after him, because then when they play like Goblins, I know my ranged guys are going to kill the Goblins or the Skeletons, so that my Prince gets to just kill the tower. So that's kind of an important key there too. Is kind of protecting him. Like you don't just want to send kind of card after card after card, because then they just kind of continue to defend against him. Whereas if you send in, you let them send all their troops in and you clear all their guys out, and then you still have some troops on the ground, then you kind of reinforce your army. You play your Prince, you play Barbarians, right? And then you send this big mass where they're going to have a really hard time defending it. My main push run is Giant and Witch. That's pretty solid. You send the Giant in, and then the Witch can come in behind it. You may think about adding, so the Giant's going to be pretty susceptible. You may want to, if you're not running Fireball, maybe you want to run Fireball in case if you're getting if they're playing like Barbarians against you. Part of it kind of depends on like what you're running into, right? If you're running into a lot of Barbarians, Fireball's really good, because a Fireball should make it to where your Witch one-shots every single one of the Barbs, and probably kill them all at once with Splash. So if you're running into stuff like that, you can run Fireball. But maybe Archers. Archers would be cheap, because let's see, Giant's 5, and I don't remember if Witch is 4 or 5. but I'm not totally sure there on that. What I am going to do though on mine is I'm going to take Sniper's tip here, and we're going to swap out the minions because we brought in Archer. So between Archer and Musketeer, we have a lot of air defense. So we're going to try to start backing up our Prince to go in there. And so Insanity, one thing you can do too, depending on how you're playing these, is, you know, when you play your Giant or your Witch, you put it down in the corner by your tower. So that way, you know, by the time it kind of gets up to this middle area, you could play the other one, and then once they cross the bridge, maybe you can send in a little more backup. That way you kind of have time to build, you know, this little unstoppable force and do some things there. So he plays Minion Horde. This is interesting here. He kind of wastes that rage. So this is a part 2. Hey, what's up, dude, man? Good to see you still hanging around. So right here, we're just gonna wait. He played some defenses we weren't gonna get through, so we're gonna hang back a little bit here. I think, okay, so that's gone now.
I like turtles.
So we're gonna try this Bomber Prince party here, and I'm gonna hold the fireball to see what happens. He plays his own Prince, which unfortunately is bigger than ours. So we defend that. He's got a bigger Prince than we do, but that's okay. We'll let this just nick at the tower a little bit. We'll just pick away. We're okay just bringing him down a little bit. Insanity Lights, appreciate the follow. So we'll go... I already know that I'm going to defend this, so I'm going to go Prince over here. And then we'll drop the barbs. He does get us turned here. Ow, we actually take more damage than I thought. But we get a full charge and 2 shots there. And we get the tower. So that worked out really well. And our barbs are about to go ham on this thing. We gotta get the cannon out. And we're gonna get our Prince just out just as a tank. The Prince is entirely defensive there. He's got a rage spell. And we don't want to eat it in the face. So he goes Hogs again. And did a lot of damage last time. So we are gonna try to defend this. We gotta go arrows. Sniping Ninja, appreciate the follow, man. We'll go archers to defend here. We're gonna go cannon to defend. Ooh. This is scary. This is scary. Please live. Please live. Yes, we get it. That was a close one. So that rage Hog Prince is kind of scary there. But we managed to survive that. We finally get our crown chest. Finally. What are we hoping for in this crown chest? So we want